Hello! Welcome to my tube. My tiny little tube. My name is Marge. I am a Hale Gun Path. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. Based on my frame of reference, my life path, how I perceive things. It freaking cracks me up, dude. I'll dip into other people's channels and just be like, I'm really not in alignment with them. Used to be, I'd maybe let them know how much we are not in alignment by saying some stupid comment or something. But mostly, if I'm not in alignment with somebody, I just don't watch them. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. Most people, I'm not their cup of tea. I'm not for the masses. I'm for a select few that just don't have a box. You know, when they say, think outside the box, well, some of us are like, what's a fucking box? So, I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things, because it's the best, I had to come up with these ways to use my energy wisely, see, because I give you a brief summary. I went into the Air Force at 26 to go to college, because I knew one day I'd be taking care of Ma. I was in IT, corporate America, 10, 11 years. Then things changed for me. And then it turned into a game of keeping Mom out of a home. And then the frickin' world erupted. So, this is one way that I can express myself with being a spectator of this earth, but not really of this earth, when I used to be of this earth. See, a lot of people's lives have done a complete 180. 180. It stopped and it went back in an opposite trajectory from which it was going. Yep. Sometimes I have to put myself on restriction and not listen to astrology because I get so frustrated because I'm like, oh God, more waiting, more it's not time, more go within. Dude, I can't go within any freaking more than I have. See, a lot of people have been shut down since what? February, March. I've been creatively trying to find ways to earn extra income in blocks of 2 to 3 hours for 4 years. I have good ideas, but I just can't find. See, that's what my trouble is. I know who I am. I know my character defects. I like who I am. I think that's why it's so hard to find other people. Because so many people don't like who they are. How many people don't like who they are? See, I used to not like who I was. I used to not like who I was to the point I was 200 pounds. I ate my feelings. I didn't like who I was, so I ate to feel better. Now I just dance around. I like myself now. Because I stopped doing things that I didn't like about myself. And a lot of that was just complying, just acting how people wanted me to act. I had to do it my whole life. It freaking sucks, man. Trying to modify my behavior so other people are comfortable. And then, I don't know, about 4 years I just stopped doing that altogether. My world got very small. My world is very, very small. So I don't really care what any media outlet says or how many millions or billions of people they say are on the planet. They lie. The powers that be have never said anything true. And that includes the numbers of population and people on the planet. The Earth is really not that big. It really isn't. I know the United States isn't that big. Hell, I've driven freaking halfway across it. since October, moving from Oregon to northern New Mexico. And all these billions of people, you know. It's silly. The stories that have been opposed upon us, the stories that we were told, and people were okay, it's true, just because they said so and they're the authority, and the reality of there is no authority except for God. God is my authority. God is my good orderly direction. God is my, you don't hurt people, you don't lie, you don't cheat, you don't freaking pass yourself around like the 7 tradition basket. That means you can't be no slutting around and whoring around and stuff like that. No chasing sensations. I don't care what people do. Somebody, see, I don't know what the original comment, it said something like about how the only people you can judge is yourself or something like that. Someone made a comment and I took that as like they thought I was being judgmental, and I'm like, man, when am I freaking judgmental? I know I can be, but when the frick am I judgmental? Because when I hear myself say it, what I like to do is I like to wrap that up with making a comparison about how I do it. Or how I've done the same behavior. See? You know? That's why I get to it's painfully obvious to me that all the things that I see in other people that I don't like, all the stuff that I hate, all the stuff in me that I don't like. And more people start realizing that that's how things operate. God, dude, it sucks to take a long, hard look at yourself. You can't really put the blame on anybody else once you really start stepping into the accountability and taking responsibility for your own emotions and your own feelings. Because ultimately, really, we hurt our own feelings. Because I've had people try my whole life. You know? And what do? What is always the punishment? Taking something away. Taking away the friendship. Take it away. Okay, just be okay. Take it away. Whatever. Dude, it's like, I don't know. I'm one of those people. My parents didn't like me when I was a kid. They didn't understand me. They didn't know what to do with me. They weren't kind. They weren't loving. I didn't come from a kind and loving, coddled environment. And I was not ever sheltered from any harshness, any darkness of this earth. And then, like, these people that are sheltered, that live in these bubbles, that nothing bad ever happens, and people don't do that to kids, and that's just a conspiracy and all this shit. I'm just like, you know what? Their glass houses are going to fall down. They're falling down. Because everybody knows somebody. I had to unsubscribe. But I was watching this show, and there's this girl, and it's just like they're perpetuating the storyline of I don't get the grown women dressing in little girl doll clothes and things like that. And there's so many people that I'm seeing, because all the veil is falling down, right? And so the people that want to dabble and dance around and play with the magic, see, that's the thing, is people, I'm so careful. I've done, like, written a list out on setting your full moon intention or your new moon intention for the next moon, stuff like that. It is a very slippery slope. It is a very, very, very slippery slope. People, they don't know what they're getting into. They start doing spells and incantations, and they're collecting this herb and that, and then before it's like, oh, if you can do this, then that's going to be better. And then before you know it, they're living the Luciferi tale theater. They don't even know it. They're worshiping deities, and ever since I was a kid, one time I think I mess with a Ouija board. No more. No more. Most anything I'll try once. But I know it just opens the potential. That's the thing, it's the potential. And when people don't have freaking discipline, because people don't have discipline. People don't know how to. Dude, I wonder how many, if they had a breathalyzer in the freaking Senate and Congress, how many people wouldn't pass on any given day. Because I'm pretty sure most of those people, a little too much, because their logic is really, really, really flawed. And I know, I used to be a drunk. I used to drink every day. I was not existing until it was kind of, this is kind of ironic, is like when I cracked that first beer and I take that first, and I'd feel that, and it go down into my stomach. That is when I was like, oh, that's like oxygen in my blood to me. But it was actually, alcohol replaces the oxygen in your blood with alcohol. And that's where the spirits come in. And oftentimes the demons. And people do things and they say things. And then the next day, incomprehensible demoralization. I went, what? Putting the pieces together? I said, what? I did what? Oh, yeah. I know. When I didn't, because I had blackouts, because I memory fades. I would remember them the next time I drank. I'd go to parties and stuff, and have my own 18-pack with me. And I'd share one or two, maybe. But not much more than that. There was a year and a half when I was in my early 20s. Maybe 7 days on the low end that I didn't. 11 days on the high end spread out in that year and a half that I didn't drink. But all the other days, I would drink at least a 12-pack. It was Bud Light. But still, I wasn't a big person. I always had a high tolerance. But then when you start acting throwing in the mixed drinks and stuff like that, that's when you start. Anyway, I don't like letting spirits come in. I don't like doing things that I wouldn't do if I were sober. And I've heard the story, and the storyline just goes on and on and on and on. All the people, the accounts that I would never have said that if I only did it because I was. And then the people that continued to drink. Yet that is still legal. That is such a trip to me. Causes so many health problems. That freaking dude, that 30-year-old football player, live by the numbers, die by the numbers, Zach Hubbard. He did a blip on it the other day, because he deciphers all this shit, man. We live in a freaking rigged game where, like, I swear, people sit in a room and they're just like, let's see, well, we got this guy, he sold his soul, and his birthday's on this day, and we need a sacrifice for this ritual, so, alright, how are we gonna do it? We gonna do it by poison? Is he gonna get hit by a bus? Like, freaking, The sacrifice is real, folks. It's a freaking trip, dude, what this world has become, or what it's always been, but we have become to step, some of us have the eyes to see. Who's that? Is that you, Luna? Is that my pretty girl? Come over, say hi. This is not in the mood. Are you in the mood? Come here. Went to the store this morning early. That's the thing for me to do. It was like 8 o'clock, 8:30. Come here. You okay? You just drank some water? I don't really like that little cough, but I love you. I sure love you. You just get some more of their laser eyes. You got laser eye, Luna. She always gets frisky in her bits with when the moon does some weird stuff. So I was thinking about that today. I'm like, man, these freaking young people don't even know what they don't even know what they're playing with. And then I'm like, maybe they do. And I'm like, nah, probably not. But this little freaking beanie bopper, she reminded me of what Jesse talks about, these little freaking sex kitten bots that just like, and she kept like playing with her hair. And I'm like, dude, don't fucking do layers. She was playing with this layer and this, and I was just like, what am I seeing? What am I watching? It was like Hogwarts Kindergarten. That's what I said in the chat. I'm like, I feel like I'm watching Hogwarts Kindergarten. It was very peculiar. It gave me a very uneasy feeling. I probably won't hang out there much longer, or much. I know I won't anymore because I unsubscribed. I don't. I subscribed to him one time because he freaking interviewed Jesse. But his. I don't even know what the channel's called, but anyway, I'm gonna teach myself how to make. What did they call Erin? If Erin's around, it's not. Is she for later. They are called. Scotch mellows. Scotch mellows. I'm gonna try and make my own Scotch mellows, and then I might even do it with my can of butter if it calls for if it calls for butter. In the recipe, I'll just use my can of butter, and I'm gonna make can of Scotch. Oh my god! I just give this stuff away too. You gotta be in the local area. Yeah. But I just want people to feel good. Because that's the best time when things don't hurt me. I don't get mad about nothing, dude. I don't get mad about nothing. I love it. I don't want to get mad. I hate getting mad. I freaking don't like it. It's like my body freaking just seizes up and I'm just like, here we go. I freaking hate it. I'm always breathing through. You know, weird breathing just to freaking. We just saw 1919. 1919 was the year my grandma was born. Come over here. I bet there's an echo too, because I have one of my speakers on. No, I have not ever done that, to my knowledge. You're going to. Yeah, I'm glad those days are over too. But the people that I used to, but the people that they're still doing that, and I swear a lot of these freaking people are still running this country, dude. I'm telling you, man, it's the ego. It's when spirit is out and the ego steps in. That is what I recognize to be the biggest detriment, because people just do what they want for money, property, prestige, just to say that they could. All that crap goes with ego stuff. And there's no spirit in that. Spirit is where all the good stuff happens. Spirit is where you just want to help people. That's all you want to do is help people. Are you crying? Get up here and say hi to me. Come here, you emotions, deep in the oceans. Come here. Come here, say hi. Come on. Come on, you got a whole bed. Get up here right now. Come on, good girl. Just come over and say hello. Hi. I'm doing it live right now, so I don't appreciate the disruption. I love you so much. Do you feel better about things now? Can I go back to talking to the people on the tubes? Can I? Is a pretty smile, girl? Oh, who's a good girl? Oh, it's a good girl. I was looking in pictures from 2014, 2015, when I lived in Omaha, in Benson, and I had the house, the job. You know, Mom would let the dogs out. Mom was different. And I'm just like, did I, sometimes and then he's like, no, you can't think like that because this is the way God wanted it, because this is the course of action of which it is, because this is how God wanted it. So you really can't, I go there, but I don't stay there. Did I blow up my life? Did I but the thing of it is I had to go. It was time for me to go. I'm just like moved around this United States wherever God wants us to be. We're like that. There's a show in the '80s. Um. Uh. What do you call it? Highway to Heaven. They actually did an episode, and it was in Morro Bay. That's where my dad and his family is. His side of the family. I think he's still in Atascadero. I don't know. His sister is, and his brother is, and his parents are long past. But they did episode there, and so I've always been this little. I was that little weird kid that just wanted to share their Doritos. You want some? Because I mean, everything I liked, if I like something a lot, I don't want to keep it all to myself. It always, because food always tastes better when you share it with other people too. Things are gonna get hard here. Man, I was at the produce department this morning. And I was like, well, freedom might be dead, but freaking inflation is alive and well. I was like, holy crap, man. I like mixed nuts, those things. Those things are mixed nuts. Just at the evening, I'll freaking get a handful. And just because I don't want to eat food, but I don't want to I'll get hungry, but I don't want to eat something a lot substantial, so I'll just do that. And so, they're like, for the planners, for the name brand, they're $19.99. I was like, shit, dude. So, I don't know, Mom and I, though, that's the thing, is we can get by on nothing. We can. And we don't have to. We're okay. And I feel for the folks that aren't okay right now. For whatever reason, you're getting to experience things in life that other people have, always already got to experience quite a bit. So, unfortunately, our spirits sign up to live this course of life to experience all sorts of, life experience, and a lot of people are having the same ones, and the world isn't going to get better that way. The world gets better when people get uncomfortable. When people get uncomfortable, that's when they change, and that's when they want to do better, and they don't like the situation that they're in, and so they want to do whatever they can to never be in that kind of situation again. And the whole world is feeling like that right now, is my understanding. I'm good. But God, this house, man, I'm unwinding because I'm finally getting, when all this started back in September is when they said, okay, you got to be, or into August, they said you got to be out by October 1. It wasn't even 45 days, and I was like, all right. And then it got postponed, and we ended up leaving the 18th. And, but before that, that's a long time to be not sure where you're gonna be. And before that, we didn't have utilities. We didn't have heat and freaking water, running water, stuff like that. And nobody cared. But a lot of people happens, a lot of people at once, and then people start noticing, But I started doing these talks 3 years ago when I was like, get ready. Getting back to grassroots is a talk. Is a pretty poignant talk. I did like 3-4 years ago, one of my first ones, and I'm just like, dude, it's gonna get A lot of us have been talking about how bad it's gonna get, and the thing of it is people just keep thinking. I'm one of those that everybody just thinks I'm crazy. I'm one of those. And I'm like, what is crazy? What is crazy? Because when I was a little girl, My mom and I and my brother were out driving around, and the car broke down, and a man on a motorcycle was driving past and forth, harassing my mom, saying names and, hooting and hollering at her. And we had to go off and hide off in the bushes and stuff. And then she like picked up a freaking he was drunk too. Picked up there was like a chain, and it had a block of wood on it, and she swung it at him, and it hit his motorcycle and broke it. He was harassing us, and the sheriff came, and they freaking took her away and put her in the Atascadero State Mental Hospital for like a week. We had to go stay with my grandparents. I'm just like, it never made sense. This world has never made sense to me. I've seen just story after story after story, and I'm just like, and then I see this mainstream society, the majority of society, living for a story that I'm just like, it's just not true. And now people are starting to figure out that the left and right is a circle of greed, and they change their name and logos and brand is just as much as frickin' Rite Aid or any other big corporation. The only thing is I don't know. Both administrations have been selling us out for years and years because of the cracks of society keep getting bigger, and now there's going to be hell to pay. There just is. It's just how karma works, man. You can't have so few with so much, and so many with so little. And it just kills me how many people are freaking dying. We never get the actual numbers of anything. We never get it. But if you're an energetic sensitive like me, you probably feel a ripple in the force. See, whenever, I don't care, big energies die, whether it's a bit large group of people or that are signed up in the Akashic records to all agree to go with the soul contracts that they have, like the people in the towers and all this stuff. And I'm not big on dried fruits though. I've tried. I have a dehydrator too. Yeah, I do. We used to do sweet potatoes, and then the dogs got all fat. Then I couldn't do no dehydrated sweet potatoes no more, huh? Oh, I bet she has to go out. That means I gotta put socks on. It's cold. Snow's gonna be gone here pretty quick in a couple days. Alright, I'm gonna let you out. I want to make sure I talked on everything I was gonna talk about. Things are gonna get interesting. Things are only gonna be. See that when we step into big periods where here comes the karma, it's not always that deep. It's not always that big. It's not always a tower moment for people. Just remember, if you're not going through a freaking terrible, I'm always cognizant of all the people. When I was in basic training, there was ice storms. When we did our Warrior Week thing, we'd had a camp, and it was icy and cold. I don't remember what the temperatures were, but it wasn't anything like this. My point is, in being places and cold and stuff like that, I just think of the elders, and just so many. This is when the accidents happen, and just why don't everybody just go grab an elder and let them hang out with you for a little while. Or hang out with them. Go camp out at their house or something, God, I can't wait till the freaking people stop. I wonder what the next big thing is going to be once this freaking bullshit storyline that they've been feeding the last years has been. Alright, I'm going. That's about all I got for now. Because Luna's got to go outside. She's frisky in her bits. What? Do you need to go potty? What? Do you need to? Didn't you? Didn't I take you out to dinner? I'm pretty sure I did. You need to go outside? Don't bother him. Alright. That's about all I got for now.